decision. And then gender.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll. I'm sorry. This is a regular meeting of the City Council as appropriate the annual meetings notice of 2014, which was filed in the City Clerk's office and posted on the bulletin board on December 27, 2013. Sent to the Star Ledger and Home News Tribune in all in compliance with the provisions of the Code of Meetings Law, New Jersey. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perkins Augustin.
Here.
Councilman Questa. Councilman Torres.
Here.
Councilman Gonzalez. Councilman Keenan. Councilman Sedano.
Here.
Councilman Ballman.
Here.
Councilman Mazza.
Here.
President Roca.
Here. Before we go to the prayer, let's just keep in our prayers Councilman Cuesta, who went to the hospital on emergency today and is not present here today. At this time, I'm going to ask my colleague, Councilman Torres, to please lead us in prayer and pledge allegiance to the flag. Please rise.
Almighty God, as we legislate for our community, may a strong sense of justice and fair play permeate all that we do. Above all, when we seek out your holy will, give us the strength to follow it, regardless of all human consideration. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time, I'm going to open up the public speaking portion of the meeting. Is there any member of the City Council wishing to address the council? Please step up, state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, everyone. I distributed,
State your name and address for the record.
my name is Luis Rodriguez, 31 Gregory Avenue, West Orange, New Jersey. Mr. President, and members of the Honorable City Council, I distributed a letter that I wrote directly to the Council President, highlighting the main reason that I'm here tonight. And this is something that has been going on for a long time. I'm certain that to finally, with the council support, to put these buildings in the way they always were eventually. And, with your support, this will happen. Now, you're going to be provided tonight with some kind of documentation in the city that is basically dated, even though the email was dated yesterday, but things are happening very quickly. The reason is that my attorney had been away since the time I came back yesterday, and things have happened today that I'd like to bring to your attention. So contrary to the city's belief that the DCA has not made a financial determination on the financial ability of this project to be able to carry themselves, on the contrary, they have opened their mind, if you read the email closely, to open their mind to have additional information from us and basically refer to the city solicitor. Also, Mr. Rodriguez, which I believe is written a letter to council, and Mr. Bosa told my attorney, Mr. Robert George, that the city would make their own independent financial feasibility determination and not depend on the state DCA. So I find that there are other council members that all of a sudden the city is taking the position that the state is leading this decision. It's not. And, these buildings are obviously be able to carry themselves to the refinancing because the conventional lender that I have obtained commitment letters from has spent weeks in making this determination. This is not a short or a hard loan, and all the numbers make sense. Plus the fact is that the original request that they had for mortgaging was substantially reduced, and I am actually funding the balance of the money. And with that, I thank you and hope for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Anyone else wishing to address City Council? Seeing none, I'll close that portion. Before we move on to public hearings, I do have some presentations to make tonight. I'm going to read the following commendation that has been prepared by our law department. We had an opportunity recently to have 6 of our fire officers receive a recognition by the 200 Club of Union County. And I felt, as a president of the City Council, that we as a council should also recognize our homegrown fire officers, firefighters, for all that they've done in this particular case. I'm going to read a little bit about what happened on this particular incident, which occurred on April 10th of 2013. We had firefighters Sean Horton and firefighter Patrick Orcus. During a recent fire at 225 Mellon Place, Elizabeth, were honored for and were the proud recipients of the 2014 200 Club Award. On April 10, 2013 at 2:35 a.m., an alarm was transmitted for a fire at 225 Mellon Place. Upon arrival of the first responders, discovered a large multi-bay, one-story garage fully engulfed in fire. The fire from this garage has spread to the house at 225 Mellon Place and to a third structure identified as 234 Orchard Street. 2 females were discovered trapped behind security bars at a second-floor window in 234 Orchard Street. The ladder was raised to the window where the victims had been spotted earlier. Firefighter Orcus removed the bars from the windows. He made several attempts to reach in the window and pull one of the victims off the floor and up to the windowsill. The fire rapidly spread in the structure. Smoke and intense heat were venting out the same window. Firefighter Sean Horton, with his protective breathing apparatus, relieved firefighter Orcus, who was suffering from smoke inhalation. Firefighter Horton climbed the ladder into the dangerous structure through the window. Firefighter Horton quickly began to raise the victim, Captain Steve McConnell, who was on the ladder, reached into the window, grabbed the victim's arms, and together they placed the victim on the ladder. Captain McConnell descended the ladder with the victim as firefighter Horton continued to search for the second victim. The second victim was later found under the debris that had hit her body from the searching firefighters. The firefighter Orcus, also an experienced emergency medical technician, supplied oxygen to the victim, who was on the ground and who was then transported to St. Barnabas Hospital. Both firefighter Horton and Orcus were later transported to separate hospitals for medical condition incurred at the fire site. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Elizabeth hereby extends its thanks and congratulations to firefighter Sean Horton and firefighter Patrick Orcus, being recognized by the City by the 2014-200 Club Award for their expeditious action and professionalism, and recognize and commend them for their valiant and fearless actions. Therefore, this City Council, as a token of appreciation, firefighter Sean Horton and firefighter Patrick Orcus, has voted on this resolution, and it will be spread in full upon the minutes of this City Council meeting, and a copy will be forwarded to each of the firefighters. Also on that night, we had courageous actions taken by Deputy Chief Donald Peterson, firefighter Ryan Lynn, firefighter Salvatore Barreto, who on that same night responded to the fire at 225 Mellon Place trapped in the fire were brought to safety and free of harm's way. So I want to congratulate firefighter Ryan Lynn, firefighter Salvatore Barreto, Deputy Chief Donald Peterson, and also firefighters Captain McConnell, firefighter Horton, and firefighter Workers. I'm going to ask those who are here present to please come up. We're going to present you with these commendations on behalf of the City Council.
I'm with Council President. On behalf of the citizens here in the city of Elizabeth, we continue to thank our fire personnel for putting their life in harm's way to save our residents, to save property. You just don't know how I feel, I know my colleagues, we all feel the same, of the untold bravery, time and time again. And every now and then, my colleagues and I want to say thank you publicly. We want to say thank you in terms of putting it on the record, so we will call you up to City Council and say thank you. But we really value the work that you do is priceless. It's priceless, and I know it's God ordained. I thank you again and again and again. Just the other day, a resident told me about the fire on West Jersey and Amora Avenue. They were stuck up in the attic, an illegal conversion. And I apologize for the illegal conversions that causes fires in the attic where people cannot get out because there's no second way of entering or leaving. And again, our fire personnel was put in harm's way because we have residents and homeowners who don't understand you cannot have people living in your attic. And it just causes so much harmony in the community. So again, thank you, keep up the good work, and God, you know you have my support, whatever you need.
I think my colleague said it all. I had the opportunity to work in 24-hour shifts with these gentlemen right here. The experience was amazing. The public has no idea how hard these guys work. The amount of calls, just they actually party hard too. So me and my colleague stopped at your firehouse, Engine 1, Company 3, and Brookfield. It was a small token of our appreciation for all that you've done for our city and will continue to do for our city. So again, well deserved, and thank you guys.
Councilman King.
Yeah, I'm not sure that the public fully realizes that this is actually a special calling that each of you follow, fire and police. A lot of us go to 9 to 5 job, whatever, but you guys are in for the long haul. You're putting your lives at risk. So we don't often enough, as Councilman said, have an opportunity to thank you, but I want to thank each and every one. Thank you so much.
I just wanted to add one thing. You guys are Elizabeth's bravest. Obviously, with this commendation, what happened on April 10th of 2013, it supports the fact that it's Elizabeth's bravest. But it takes a special breed to be fireman. As a matter of fact, I see that in my youngest son. I was telling him to be a fireman one day. But the reality is that you guys go in when everyone else is running out. And we just had a big fire today down on Front Street on East Jersey in front. That's why some of the officers and the firefighters are not here today to receive the commendation, and we're going to make sure that we get to that. But we appreciate all you guys do. Keep fighting for the good work that we do, and keep fighting for our residents of the city of Elizabeth. I'm going to present you guys with the commendation. We're going to get a picture taken. And I know the wives are here to take pictures too. Come on.
Would you?
Members of the City Council, if you guys want to join me up
10B of the Code of the City of Elizabeth, specifically relating to the table of organization of the police department, police personnel as provided on attached schedule.
You've heard a reading of ordinance number 4469. Is there any member of the city, the public that wishes to address city council on this matter? Seeing none, I'll close that portion of the meeting.
Ordinance number 4470, amend chapter 2.60.90B of the Code of the City of Elizabeth, specifically relating to the table of organization of the fire department, fire personnel as provided on attached schedule.
Heard a reading of ordinance number 4470. Is there any member of the public wishing to address city council on ordinance number 4470? Seeing none, I'll close that portion of the meeting.
Ordinance number 4471, amend ordinance number 1747 entitled an ordinance to establish certain classified and unclassified positions in the city's table of organization and to set the annual compensation for said positions to be paid from April 1, 1984, except as otherwise provided by the municipal budget to be paid as other employees are paid, as provided on attached schedule.
Heard a reading of ordinance number 4471. Is there any member of the audience wishing to address city council on ordinance number 4471? Seeing none, I'll close that portion of the meeting.
Ordinance number 4472, an ordinance to exceed the state fiscal year 2015 municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank pursuant to NJSA 4884-45.14.
Heard a reading of ordinance number 4472. Is there any member of the audience wishing to address city council on ordinance number 4472? Seeing none, I'll close that portion of the meeting. With the consent of my colleagues, I will dispense of the reading of petitions and communications and reports of city officers. We're going to move on to ordinances on first reading.
Ordinance number 4473, an ordinance to vacate a portion of Henry Street between Julia Street and Fairmount Avenue, more particularly described situate in the city of Elizabeth, county of Union, state of New Jersey.
Ladies and gentlemen, we heard a reading of ordinance number 4473. What is your pleasure? I ask Councilman Patricia Perkins to testify to the floor leader tonight in the absence of Councilman Wesson.
Move the ordinance for a vote, Mr. President.
It's been moved and seconded. Any comments? Roll call.
Councilwoman Perkins Dusting.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Keenan. Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Baldwin.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Grover.
Aye. Ordinance passes by final. I'm sorry, first reading.
Ordinance number 4474, amend bond ordinance number 3778, adopted January 10, 2006, for renovations to the MAC building for the ePort Health Center in the amount of $3,800,000, specifically to reappropriate funds in the amount of $1,100,000 for demolition of the MAC building and park improvements to the property.
Heard reading of ordinance number 4474. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Mr. President.
It's moved and seconded. Any comments? Roll call.
Councilwoman Perkins Dusting.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Keenan.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Grover.
Aye. Ordinance passes on first reading.
Ordinance number 4475, authorizing adoption of a bond ordinance in the amount of $1 million with a down payment of $50,000 for the installation of traffic lights and road surfacing at the intersections of East Jersey Street at Winfield Stop Plaza, Jackson Avenue, at Monroe Avenue, and Hannah Street.
Heard a reading of ordinance number 4475. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Mr. President.
It's moved and seconded. Are there any comments? Roll call.
Councilwoman Perkins Dusting.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Keenan. Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Grover.
Aye. Ordinance passes on first reading.
Ordinance number 4476, authorizing adoption of a capital ordinance in the amount of $750,000 for the purchase and installation of a new phone system.
Heard a reading of ordinance number 4476. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Mr. President.
It's moved and seconded. Any comments?
Councilwoman Perkins Dusting.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Keenan.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Grover.
Aye. Ordinance passes on first reading. Public hearing and further consideration of the foregoing ordinances shall take place at the City Council meeting to be held Tuesday, August 26, 2014, at 7:30 p.m. Now move on to ordinances on final passage.
Ordinance number 4469, amend Chapter 2.56, Section 110B of the Code of the City of Elizabeth, specifically relating to the table of organization of the Police Department. Police personnel is provided on attached schedule.
Third reading of ordinance number 4469. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Mr. President.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any comments? Roll call.
Councilwoman Perkins Dusting.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Keenan.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Grover.
Aye. Ordinance passes on final.
Ordinance number 4470, amend Chapter 2.60.90B of the Code of the City of Elizabeth, specifically relating to the table of organization of the Fire Department. Fire personnel is provided on the tax schedule.
Third reading of ordinance number 4470. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Mr. President.
Moved and seconded. Any comments? Roll call.
Councilwoman Perkins Dusting.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Keenan.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Grover.
Aye. Ordinance passes on final.
Ordinance number 4471, amend ordinance number 1747 entitled an ordinance to establish certain classified and unclassified positions in the city's table of organization and to set the annual compensation for said positions to be paid from April 1, 1984, except as otherwise provided by the municipal budget to be paid as other employees are paid, as provided on attached schedule.
You've heard a reading of ordinance number 4471. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Mr. President.
It's been moved and seconded. Any comments? Roll call.
Councilwoman Perkins Dusting.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Keenan. Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Grover.
Aye. Ordinance passes on final.
Ordinance number 4472, an ordinance to exceed the state fiscal year 2015 municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank pursuant to NJSA 484-45.14.
Third reading of ordinance number 4472. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Mr. President.
It's moved and seconded. Any comments? Roll call.
Councilwoman Perkins Dusting.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Keenan. Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Grover.
Aye. Ordinance passes on final. Go into new business. Is there a motion to suspend the rules?
Also move, Mr. President.
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Councilwoman Perkins Dusting.
Aye.
Councilman Torres. Councilman Keenan. Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Grover.
Aye. Rules are suspended. Our clerk is going to read items that have been requested to be put on for tonight.
You have a letter dated July 7, 2014 from the Elizabeth Latin Chamber of Commerce in conjunction with Mel Productions, Inc., requesting permission from your honorable body to conduct the 32nd Annual Carnival of Elizabeth to be held on Labor Day weekend, August 31st to September 1st, 2014, from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. And I believe they have a rain date scheduled for, no rain date on this one. From 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Elizabeth Avenue from New Point Road to 4th Street. Music from stages will cease at 7 p.m., beer at 8 p.m., and vendors at 9 p.m. There's a letter dated July 16, 2014 from the City Treasurer requesting to amend the resolution dated June 10, 2014, accepting bids from the successful bidder at the auction Denko Enterprises LLC, provided that payment was made by June 27, 2014, specifically to extend the payment date to July July 15, 2014. Two letters are dated July 22, 2014, from the Chief Financial Officer requesting to reinstate the tax exemptions for 107 First Street Realty Urban Renewal Corporation for the property located at 105-109 First Street, and Burnett Investors Urban Renewal, Inc. for the property located at 111-113 First Street. Approve the agreements between the city and the first mortgage lenders on payments of certain amounts due for taxes on sub-accounts and pile payments, and remove these properties from the list of properties scheduled for tax sale upon entering into a payment plan for unpaid sub-account taxes. There's a letter dated July 22, 2014 from the Chief Financial Officer advising that your honorable body must certify that all members of the governing body have familiarized themselves with the contents of the 2013 annual audit report and have reviewed as a minimum the general comments and recommendations section of the audit.
Is one of the,
Right, move something else.
yes.
You have one.
All right, there's a letter dated July 22nd, 2014, from Mr. Louis F. Rodriguez. Let's see, what is it? He's asking that your honorable body consider and support the subordination of the affordable housing loans for the properties 600 Fulton Street and 620 First Avenue. Not to support, to consider the subordination.
All right.
Yes, Mr. President. As you know, last week, the Board of Education President, Mr. Tony Montero, was found guilty by the Board Ethics Committee. I'm requesting a resolution from City Council to the Board of Ed Superintendent that his past and future legal fees be paid by the person. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard the resolutions that are before us on the suspension of rules. Is there a motion?
Motion to, you motion, not. Move the resolutions, move the resolutions.
Resolutions. I second. Are there any comments on any of the resolutions?
Yeah, Mr. President.
Councilman Ball.
On one for the 620 property,
Yes.
I think all is out before us. A copy of a letter from the state, also a copy of a letter from our Director of Policy and Planning, Ready Community Development, state that it doesn't seem like it's in our best interest to approve this because if we go from the state, clearly state there that the new debt was not negatively impact the project. They also want to state the fact that both projects have the ability to carry the debt. Now, I don't feel comfortable vote for something that the state is telling us that they don't have the ability to carry the debt. So I'm not in favor of this in this project because the state is taking. So I got a problem with that.
Anything else, Councilman?
I'll support the other one, but this one I got a problem.
Any other members? Councilman Keenan.
From Richard Montemori. It says, in order for DCA to agree to subordination of the new debt, it must not negatively impact the project. Even if City Council approves a resolution, isn't there in fact a chance DCA will, as a matter of course, deny the subordination?
There's a possibility the state will do that.
I think that this is the first time I'm seeing this email, but in light of the fact that we want to be in concert with DCA and state law and not in contravention to it, I think we need a little bit more time to review this whole matter. That's what thanks,
Mr. President,
Max that. Are we to the council?
thank you so much, Mr.
Councilman.
Thank you. Mr. President, the purpose for the subordination of the mortgage is to, number one, to keep the rentals affordable for the tenants who are currently living in 600 Fulton Street and 621st Street. As you know, 621st Street is the old Kirk Centers building, which have all senior citizens in it. And if we were not to act positively in favor of what we need to act on tonight, those rental properties can go at market rates, thereby putting a huge strain on the current renters that live there. 2 hours, I spent over 2 hours and 20 minutes working with tenants down in the Elizabethport section who are trying to make their rents, who live in subsidized housing. Subsidized housing is in dire need here in the city of Elizabeth, and I'm going to support this in favor of the residents. And if I err, it's going to be because I'm trying to protect current renters who are currently in subsidized housing, praying that all will go well and they will continue in their subsidized housing and not be moved to market rate rents, which is very difficult. Even with people currently living in subsidized housing, all of us get calls every day about finding someplace to live, reasonable rents, and not only that, landlords who care about our city, landlords who keep the properties up, not an absentee landlord, not a landlord putting our residents at risk in terms of having them live in basements and having them live in attics whereby they are trapped in fires, which we just see almost once a week in this city. We are overrun with people who do not care about our residents. They just here simply to make money. And the gentleman who spoke on this issue tonight is a person who cares about the city of Elizabeth, the person who cares about our residents here, who are going to provide clean, safe, quality apartments. And that's what I'm going to be working with. And I know the DCA will join us in this effort, but we have to show forth to our residents that we care about our renters. And I really don't want to see these properties go into market rates. They're currently all occupied, and I know for that senior building, there's no way we can allow for that senior building to go into market rate rents, and there's no way we can allow the family units on 600 Fulton Street to go into family rents. So I will be supporting it in hopes that we can all support this. The person who spoke has invested a lot in the city. People who develop in the city, they invest, they take risks when they come to our city to invest. And when they fall on hard times or things happen that just have them fall on hard times, we need to be there. We are the government. We are not an entity trying to squeeze people, out of making a living. We're not trying to put people in bankruptcy, and we usually at this level help, and that's what I'm going to do tonight. I will be supporting it, and I hope my colleagues can see through some of the rhetoric and understand that it's all about our renters, the people who live here, the people who pay their rent, and we cannot have these apartments go back to market rates, because that would be a hardship. Just like today, 2.5 hours spending working with residents, trying to get back on track, trying to not let them be evicted from their homes. When you have 10 and 20 and 30 people getting eviction notices at one time, it doesn't bode good for our city. And I thank you for listening.
Mr. President, as the councilman where the ward that those buildings are located in the 6th ward, I concur 100% in what the council leader just mentioned. I, for one, I remember not too long ago, the city council, we allowed to put $5 million at Oakwood Plaza, okay? We have on the agenda tonight to approve all the agencies into the millions, and they have a worse record than this gentleman who spoke before us tonight. This gentleman cared for the people of Elizabeth. This gentleman served the city of Elizabeth. This gentleman means good for those 2-unit buildings. It's not First Street, it's First Avenue. Roxanne is located on First Avenue, which is in the 6th ward between the block before Elizabeth Avenue. And Fulton Street is also part of the 6th ward, which I am the councilman. I always strongly urge the member of city council to go along. $70,000, to take it away a project because of some kind of financial problem or whatever. This letter further states, it says, we have also discussed this with the city who concur with our finding. If we have made a miscalculation or have misinterpreted the information provided, please clarify. Let me tell you, the gentleman that came before us, I'll introduce him on this one. Many times we brought the language that disagreed with the city, the language that was set by the federal government, and he was right. And there again, remember, if we have to really play what is right and what is fair for our residents. We have a lot of senior citizens in Kirksand and Fulton Street, and if we don't make a plea from this gentleman to help him out and help this project, those 2 special buildings, guess what? Then we do an injustice to our senior citizen. And I don't want that on my conscience. So I am in favor to make the request that was made by the Millennium, and it was moved by the council lady. I think we moved that we only need a resolution by Mr. President to approve, and then we could still be able to communicate, and if you need more information to clarify, I'm sure the applicant that came before us could come up with those answers if there is any other questions or whatever for the future. But I think we should go along and be able to help those 2 projects that are the best in Elizabeth. We never had any problem until they took over with the tax roll, and apparently somebody else came in that doesn't know what an elbow with a quote and unquote is.
Thank you, Councilman. Anyone else? First of all, on the resolution by Councilman Torres, I agree that if a elected member of, whether it's the Board of Education, the City Council, or any other elected member, is found guilty of violating the ethics requirements, that he should, or she should, be responsible for any and all attorney's fees that are incurred. And I don't understand how, in this particular situation, the president of the Board of Education is benefiting from attorneys paid for by our tax dollars and the Board of Education to defend him in a case that he should be paying his own legal fees. So, Councilman Torres, I agree with you on asking and recommending that President of the Board of Education pay his own attorney's fees. Regarding the suspension of rules motion for 621st Urban Renewal in Millennium Gardens, I agree that we're all here to look out for the residents of the city of Elizabeth. I disagree, however, that a no vote on this resolution tonight is going to change what the rents are at these buildings. My understanding is that these buildings are under a requirement that they must maintain low to moderate income rents, and that will continue, and it's been continuing even when Mr. Rodriguez has not been in control of those buildings. I'm concerned with the letter that we got from the DCA. I've had an opportunity today to speak to the attorney, Mr. Schwartz, and he assures me that he's going to be able to convince the state to give us a different recommendation. Well, if he's so sure of that, then why don't we have that here today? These commitments were issued on July 8th. I have them in front of me. They were issued on July 8th, and here we are on July 22nd. What we have in front of us is a DCA memo from yesterday's date telling us that no, they are not recommending that the mortgages be postponed. If it were so easy to convince the state to think otherwise and to provide the state with the miscalculations and whatever other information or financials that the state is looking for, then that should have been done. It should not have waited to the 11th hour. That's the problem. Okay? This should have all been done the last 2 weeks. We had this before us in June. We were told by a gentleman, by his attorney, it had to pass in June. There's no question about it. It had to go on the suspension of the rules. Well, here we are, a month later, and we still don't have all this information given to the state that they've asked for. So, what has been done for the last 3 weeks? Maybe somebody's been on vacation. I don't know. But the bottom line is that what should have happened is the state DCA should have been provided all the necessary financials that were presented to the private lender, and maybe the state would have given us the green light. At that point, if the state's okay with it, then the city would have been okay with it. But at this point, the state's not okay with it. Either way, it's on for a vote tonight. Let the chips fall where they are, and let the members of the city council make their decision. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perkins Dusty.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
I definitely abstain on, Linden Garden.
On both
Both properties.
properties. That's both properties. Councilman Keenan.
No on 620 First Urban Renewal LP and Millennium Gardens Urban Renewal, yes on everything else.
Councilman Sedan.
I'm going to excuse myself from the 2 properties and also the BOE resolution, and I to everything else. Thank you.
Councilman Baldwin.
No, on the property, 620, I guess, the 2 properties, 620.
620 Millennium Gardens Urban Renewal.
Okay, go with those 2 items, and yes on that, yes.
Councilman Mazza.
Yes on everything else, then I no on the resolution for the member of the Board of Education.
Council President Grover.
No on the 620 Urban Renewal, Millennium Gardens, item. Resolution for 620 Urban Renewal, Millennium Gardens does not pass tonight. All the other resolutions pass. Move on to the business.
Authorize an amendment to the fiscal year 2014 capital budget in the amount of $1,750,000. Authorize fiscal year 2014 municipal and sewer utility budget transfers in the amount of $42,500. Authorize temporary emergency appropriations for the 2015 fiscal year municipal and sewer utility budgets in the amount of $568,398.64. In compliance with the State Fiscal Year 2014 Appropriations Act, City Council is requested to approve all payments related to accumulated uncompensated absence benefits. Confirm the reappointment of the following to serve as municipal public defenders for the municipal court for the period July 1, 2014 to June 30, 2015 at a rate of $300 per session for a total amount not to exceed $140,000. Candido Rodriguez Jr. Esquire as Chief Municipal Defender at an additional compensation of $5,000. Deanna Hernandez Rodriguez Esquire, Elizabeth. Chanima K. Odoms Esquire, Scotch Plains. Deirdre M. Mason Esquire, Scotch Plains. Celeste Dudley Smith Esquire, Union. Nuno.
I'm sorry, hold on. Mr. Rodriguez, you can't be approaching the members of the city council, please.
Sir, take a seat.
That's not here.
If you have to come up again, you're out. Understand? Okay.
Nuno Afonso Esquire, Jubilio L. Afonso Esquire, Elizabeth. Lyndall Scott Foster Esquire, Elizabeth. And Maria M. Diaz Esquire, Elizabeth.
Ready reading of the resolutions, what is your pleasure?
Move the resolutions for a vote, Mr. President.
They have been moved and seconded, roll call.
Councilwoman Perkins Dusty.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Keenan. Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Grover.
Aye, all resolutions passed.
Authorize the award of a contract to Motorola Communications and Electronics, Inc., Wharton, New Jersey, for the purchase of communications equipment and accessories for various departments for the period May 31st, 2014 through June 30, 2015, at a cost not to exceed $30,000. Authorize proper city officials to execute an agreement with the Elizabeth Parking Authority for the rental of 25 parking spaces in lot number 6 and 300 parking spaces in lot number 2 at a rate of $25 per parking space per month for the period July 1, 2014 through June 30, 2015, at a total cost of $97,500 for 1 year. Authorize the award of a contract to New York Marine and General Insurance Company, Midlands Management Corporation, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, through the agent of record, Sirocco Group, for a policy of insurance covering excess insurance on workers' compensation general liability for the period July 1, 2014 to June 30, 2015, at an annual premium of $232,448. Authorize the award of a contract to Qual Links, Piscataway, New Jersey, for the administration of the city's third-party administration of the Workers' Compensation and Auto Liability Property Program for the period August 1, 2014 through July 31st, 2017, in the amount of $190,000 per year. Authorize the award of a contract to Kane University Union for computer consulting services for the period July 1, 2014 to June 30, 2015, at a cost not to exceed $50,500. Authorize the proper city officials to execute an indemnification agreement with the Elizabeth Board of Education covering the city's utilization of Board of Education facilities during the 2014-2015 fiscal year. Authorize the award of a contract to William H. Malone Jr., Elizabeth, to provide the city with insurance management consulting services period July 1, 2014 through June 30, 2015, at a flat fee of $25,000. Authorize the award of a contract to Horizon Healthcare Dental Services, Farmingdale, New Jersey, to provide city employees with a dental insurance program for the period July 1, 2014 to June 30, 2016, at a cost not to exceed $925,000 per year, or a total amount not to exceed $1,850,000, covering a 2-year period. Authorize proper city officials to execute a contract with Discovery Benefits, Fargo, North Dakota, to provide billing services and premium collection in connection with the COBRA mandate for the period July 1, 2014 to June 30, 2017, at a cost not to exceed $1,750 per year. Authorize the award of contract to Dr. Michael R. Zabosky of Elizabeth to serve as the physician for the Elizabeth Police Department for the period July 1, 2014 to June 30, 2015, at a fee not to exceed $20,000. Authorize the award of a contract to Store Tractor Company, Branchburg, New Jersey, for the purchase of parts and repairs for lawn and grounds equipment for various departments for the period June 24, 2014 through June 28, 2015, at a cost not to exceed $100,000. Authorize the award of a contract to Cherry Valley Tractor Sales, Lawrence, New Jersey, for the purchase of parts and repairs for lawn and grounds equipment for the period June 24, 2014 2014 through June 28, 2015, at a cost not to exceed $50,000.
Heard the reading of the resolution, what is your pleasure?
Move the resolutions for a vote, Mr. President.
Moved and seconded, any comments? Roll call.
Councilwoman Perkins Dusty.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Keenan. Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Quirrell.
Aye. All resolutions passed.
Authorize the award of contract to Mallow Ford Lincoln Mercury, North Brunswick, New Jersey, for the purchase of auto parts for light-duty trucks for various departments for the period June 24, 2014 through June 25, 2015, at a cost not to exceed $50,000. Authorize the award of contract to Route 23 Auto Mall, Butler, New Jersey, for purchase of auto parts for light-duty vehicles for various departments for the period June 24, 2014 through June 25, 2015, at a cost not to exceed $30,000. Authorize the award of contract to FDCJ LLC, trading as Flemington Dodge Chrysler, Flemington, New Jersey, for auto parts and accessories for light-duty vehicles for various departments for the period June 24, 2014 through June 25, 2015, at a cost not to exceed $30,000. Authorize the award of contract to AAM Motor Sales, doing business as Jersey City Ford, Jersey City, New Jersey, for the purchase of auto parts and accessories for light-duty vehicles for various departments for the period June 24, 2014 through June 25, 2015, at a cost not to exceed $50,000. Authorize the award of contract to Old Dominion Brush Company, Richmond, Virginia, for the purchase of parts and repairs for road maintenance equipment for the period June 25, 2014 through June 25, 2016, at a cost not to exceed $150,000. Grant permission to the historic Midtown Special Improvement District to conduct a festival and car show on Saturday, August 16, 2014, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., with a rain date August 17, 2014, at Winfield Stop Plaza, between East Jersey Street and Elizabeth Avenue, Dickinson Street, from Jefferson Avenue to Winfield Stop Plaza, and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, from Jefferson Avenue to East Jersey Street. Authorize the adoption of the amended and restated redevelopment agreement for the conveyance of land to the developer for the construction of the supermarket and retail establishments in the Trumbull Street redevelopment area between the City of Elizabeth and East Grand Associates Urban Renewal Entity, LLC, a New Jersey limited liability company, and Urban Renewal Entity, care of Jacobs Enterprises, Inc., 1051 Woolfield Avenue, Clifton, New Jersey. Authorize the award of contract to the law firm of LaCourte, Bundy, Barnaby, and Kinsella, Esquires, Union, New Jersey, to provide the city with legal services in defense of civil litigation in auto general liability cases and matters included within the city's self-insurance program for the period July 1, 2014 to June 30, 2015, at a cost not to exceed $450,000, except as specifically authorized by City Council. Authorize the award of contract with the law firm of LaCourte, Bundy, Barnaby, and Kinsella, Esquires, Union, New Jersey, to provide the city with legal services in the defense of workers' compensation cases and matters included within the city's partial self-insurance program for the period July 1, 2014 to June 30, 2015, at a cost not to exceed $150,000, except as specifically authorized by City Council. Authorize the award of respective contracts to Pelagian Smiths, Esquires, Linden, Edwin R. Matthews, Esquire, Summit, Robert F. Renaud, Esquire, Cranford, Peter H. Spade, Esquire, Manasquan, Guy P. Ryan, Esquire, Thomas River, Craig M. Dowd, Esquire, Woodland Park, Alan C. Roth, Esquire, Springfield, Daniel Antonelli, Esquire, Union, Janice M. Wilson, Esquire, Westfield, Raymond S. Londa, Esquire, Elizabeth, and Florio McKinney, LLP, Hoboken, to serve as legal counsel for representation of the city and city employees in tort litigation, where the law firm of LaCourte, Bundy, Barnaby, and Kinsella, Esquires have a conflict of interest for the period July 1, 2014 to June 30, 2015, at a cost not to exceed $65,000 per attorney.
Heard the reading of the resolutions, what is your pleasure?
Move the resolutions for a vote, Mr. President.
Moved and seconded, any comments? Roll call.
Councilwoman Perkins Dusty.
Aye.
Councilman Torres. Councilman Keenan. Councilman Sedan. Councilman Ballman. Councilman Mazza. President Grover.
I'm going to abstain on the attorney's contracts. And also, consent of my colleagues, I'm going to change my vote on the home defender and abstain on that one also.
Consent given. Consent given.
Thank you. I'm abstaining on the court, two contracts for the court and the public defenders and prosecutors. All resolution passes.
Authorize proper city officials to enter into a contract with the law firm of Blau Esquire, Springfield, New Jersey, to provide the city with legal services in conjunction with tax appeal cases for fiscal year 2015 in an amount not to exceed $130,000. Authorize the award of contract to the law firm of Dukakis, Fitzpatrick & Cole, LLP, Teaneck, New Jersey, to provide the city with bond counsel services in connection with the city's issuance of debt obligations for fiscal year 2015 at a cost not to exceed $60,000. Authorize proper city officials to enter into a contract with Stack, Houlihan & Stack, LLC, Hoboken, New Jersey, to provide the city with expert real estate appraisal services in connection with state tax court appeals for fiscal year 2015 in an amount not to exceed $78,000. Authorize proper city officials to enter into a contract with Powell Capital Markets, Inc., Roseland, New Jersey, to provide financial advisory services in connection with the city's issuance of municipal and sewer utility debt obligations, including bonds and bond anticipation notes and any other financial analysis deemed necessary for the fiscal year 2015 in an amount not to exceed $40,000. Authorize the proper city officials to enter into a contract with Acacia Financial Group, Marlton, New Jersey, to provide financial advisory services in connection with the city's issuance of municipal and sewer utility debt obligations, including bonds and bond anticipation notes and any other financial analysis deemed necessary for fiscal year 2015 in an amount not to exceed $40,000. Authorize proper city officials to enter into a contract award with Lewis C. May, CPA and Associates, Kinnelon, New Jersey, to conduct statutory audits of the general fund, sewer utility, and other funds in single audit of federal and state grants for fiscal year 2015 and 5-year comparative statements in an amount not to exceed $216,000. Authorize the proper city officials to execute all necessary documents to provide a rental housing program deferred payment loan to McGill Real Estate Holdings, LLC, Elizabeth, for the rehabilitation of a vacant 6-unit building located at 272 2nd Street in the amount of $360,000. Authorize the proper city officials to execute all necessary documents to provide a rental housing program deferred payment loan to New Jersey Community Development Group, Elizabeth, for the acquisition and rehabilitation of a 2-unit building located at 429, 431 Jackson Avenue in the amount of $120,000. Authorize the proper city officials to execute all necessary documents for a community housing development organization grant for Y Homes, Inc. operating expenses for the period July 1, 2013 through June 30, 2014 in the amount of $20,000. Authorize proper city officials to execute all appropriate documents necessary in connection with amendments to the Home Investment Partnership Program for fiscal year 2011, 2012, and 2013.
Heard the reading of the resolutions, what is your pleasure?
Move the resolutions for a vote, Mr. President.
Moved and seconded, any comments? Roll call.
Councilwoman Perkins Dusty.
Aye.
Councilman Torres. Councilman Keenan. Councilman Sedan. Councilman Ballman. Councilman Mazza. President Grover.
Aye, all resolutions passed.
Establish liens for the removal and disposal of debris on properties listed on Schedule A on file in the city clerk's office in the total amount of $10,915.13. Establish liens for the boarding up of properties listed on Schedule A on file in the city clerk's office in the total amount of $1,837.33. Establish liens for the removal and disposal of debris on properties listed on Schedule A on file in the city clerk's office in the total amount of $3,079.94. Authorize the award of a levy maintenance contract to CMS Construction, Inc., Newark, New Jersey, for the Elizabeth River Flood Control Project from South Front Street to Trenton Avenue at a cost of $1,181,505. Authorize contract amendment number 2 to the contract awarded to Hatchmont McDonald to provide professional engineering services in connection with the Hurricane Sandy Disaster Recovery Assistance Program at a cost of $75,000 to provide additional engineering services for actual time and expenses at an additional cost of $80,000 plus reimbursables, with 90% of the allowable cost to be reimbursed by FEMA. Authorize the proper city officials to execute all appropriate documents to the Union County Open Space, Recreation, and Historic Preservation Kids Recreation Trust Fund grant in an amount not to exceed $600,000 to fund synthetic turf at the fields and to complete acquisition of land to construct an environmental education center on 3rd Avenue and Doyle Street. Authorize the proper city officials to enter into an access agreement with Northern Service Electric and Gas Company, Newark, New Jersey, to complete surveys, wetland delineations, and test borings for repairs to their gas pipeline facilities, as depicted on their plan on file in the engineer's office. Establish handicap parking space in front of the premises located at 822 Rebecca Place. Authorize settlement in workers' compensation litigation matter of Domain versus City of Elizabeth in the total amount of $25,000. Authorize settlement in workers' compensation litigation matter of Adams versus City of Elizabeth in the total amount of $50,000. Pay utility bills, approve bingo and raffle licenses.
Heard reading the resolutions, what is your pleasure?
Move the resolutions for a vote, Mr. President.
Moved and seconded, any comments? Roll call.
Councilwoman Perkins Dusty.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Keenan. Councilman Sedan. Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Corcoran.
Aye, all resolutions passed. Commendations, anyone have any commendations?
Mr. President, can we just put the commendations on for National Night Out, even though we don't know the names? Don't we know who's here? National
We
Night
don't have
Out?
names yet.
Yeah, we don't, because we didn't put the names on.
Those who vote on it, and then at the next, right, at the next meeting, if we do have any, we'll put them on the,
You can, National Night Out is August 5th. So if any of the colleagues have names, can we just put them on so we can have the proper stamp on it?
if,
Next meeting is not until August 25th or somewhere around 26th.
Thank you, Lynn.
The next meeting is August 26th.
Members of City Council, if anybody wants to recognize any member of the public who has gone beyond their call of duty, so to speak, and helped out, whether it's police department or helped out the city in any way, please get your names over to Alonzo Jones.
Mr. President, I want to put the fireman who helped the lady on West Jersey out that window. I think the fire was about a couple of weeks ago. I can get you the information. Who was stuck in the attic in that illegal conversion.
Call the director, he'll tell you who they responded to.
Oh, thank you.
Anyone else with a commendation? Memorials? We have a memorial for Sheriff Ralph Farley, who passed away. Felicia LaVecchia, Salvatore Mirabelli, Nelson Gonzalez, Michelle Mazza, Michael Mazza, Eon Etheridge Good, and Irma Gonzalez. Those at home, Michelle Mazza,